So, shooters, loaders, and casters, we hope everybody had a great weekend and even better Thanksgiving yesterday. CW, how was your week and Thanksgiving?
Oh, if it was much better, I don't know what I'd do. Really good week. Really good weather. Just a really good week. I got my deer all butchered up. We got fresh venison in the refrigerator and the freezer. We got to the range. This beautiful weather. Been healthy. What else can you ask for? Got a new Bing Bang toy today.
Amen.
Everything's good. Hillbilly, how was you?
Oh man, my weekend was fine. Yeah. Man, who had leftovers today? I mean, we had so much good food, and so blessed to have so many leftovers, and enjoying it, and probably will all weekend. And yeah, it was great. It really got cold here, and it's actually going to get colder this weekend, and so probably won't be outside shooting much, but I got to do a really fun video the day before Thanksgiving with the grandkids because they were out of school. And so two of my granddaughters, they come out and they came over and we shot a video, and they had a lot of fun. And yes, Jamie, it was a lever action. You got to bring them up right. But yeah.
Oh. Yes.
And so,
are you coming? Are you going?
We'll see.
Give
it a try.
Anyway, yeah, it was a great week, great weekend. Oh man, wouldn't want to trade for anything. Rebel, how you doing this evening, buddy? How'd your weekend go?
Well, it ain't the weekend yet.
Or week, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, I was. We closed for Thanksgiving. My wife had to work. We're doing Thanksgiving dinner tomorrow. She's cooking the whole 9 yards just for me and her. My daughter's in college. She decided to stay up there. My other two kids are grown, and they got their own families. So I get a whole turkey to massacre. And hey, I'll massacre it. Jody said, "Can you fix what you fixed last year after Thanksgiving?" I said, "What I fixed?" She said, "You fried up tater patties. You fried up tater patties with turkey and stuffing and cranberry sauce on them." And I thought they were gross until I ate one of them. And then I said, "Oh my God, that's so good." And I was like, "Look, you can combine those ingredients anyway and put ice cream on it, and it's still good." All right. So don't worry about it. Anyway, we're going to have that tomorrow. I'm on a hunt tomorrow evening, and then get in here about the time supper's done. If I kill a deer, I'll get him, hang him up, and then go eat supper. And it's going to be cold enough he can hang, So got a couple good bucks running on the property. Haven't connected yet. Seen some deer. Neighbor has, but I haven't yet. And he's had more of an opportunity to hunt than me. But hopefully, I've had that little 6.5 Grendel up, and
it'll work.
Oh, I know. It's already worked, and it'll work again. So I'm prepared. Got the 120 gold dots loaded and ready. So anyway, Bama Dad?
I didn't do a whole lot. This morning I was sitting on the steps to the reloading building behind the house and watching the sun come up, and about an 8-point came up in the backyard, and was digging around for acorns. And I was sitting there with a rifle in my hand, but it wasn't loaded. And I said, I just wonder what will happen if I just click the trigger and see. I clicked the trigger, and he just looked at me and went right back to eating acorns. And I thought,
ain't that some?
If I was still hunting, well, if I would have been hunting, there's no way that would have happened.
Yeah, exactly.
They can smell your intent.
Honestly, I think they can tune in on something like that. There's a frequency that we put off that lets them know I'm in danger.
Yeah.
But that one knew. I was just fascinated, and he was pretty. He was big, but I watched him trot off in the woods when I got up and went back in.
One of them black belt beauties.
I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
He was pretty, and I wouldn't have had it in. I can't kill something that comes up in my yard. That's like killing a pet.
You never had a coyote in the yard?
That's where me and you differ,
Yeah,
son.
I have. Now, there's a difference there.
Yeah, there is.
There's a difference. I've got a dog that's running around, and that's what's funny. My dog was out in the backyard, and the deer could have cared less about the dog.
Around here, if a deer walks up in your backyard, that's just called DoorDash.
That's Uber Eats, huh?
Uber Eats, yeah.
That's it. Kyle, how about you?
Man, I had a wonderful. I was off Wednesday and Thursday. Was really busy, actually doing culinary stuff. Did all the smoking work for the family Festivus and all that, and I did a little bit for myself on my own. Got about almost a 20-pound pork belly from work, so I made my own bacon while I was smoking turkey and ham, and I had the smoker full. I figured, it's going to burn just as much wood and charcoal as if you cook one sausage as if you fill it up. So I filled it up, made a bunch of hot sauce, and let's see, who said something about stuffing and dressing? I saw it, but I can't remember who said it.
Amy and Walt.
I had Walt Fletcher said it. I had stuffing at my mother-in-law's house, but then when we got to my mom's house, it was dressing time, baby. I devoured that stuff with some pumpkin pie and some macaroni and cheese, some greens, deviled eggs. Of course, this was my second meal. I mean, I was ignorant on Thursday. We didn't even eat dinner. It was great. Lots of blessings were had by all, and we were all very thankful for everybody that was there. And we almost thought we had a new member of the family showing up, but it turns out to just be a cramp. She's not ready yet. My niece is about to pop. And we were all like, ooh, ooh, ooh. But it was a false alarm. But anyway, other than that, Mark, how you doing?
Maybe he walked away.
Calling Mark Thomas.
Hopefully he didn't fall asleep already.
No, I'm here.
There he is. Come on, Mike.
I just had visions of Radar O'Reilly. I don't know why, but that just put me at Radar O'Reilly. Yeah, I'm here.
Choppers tried the first time, and I got in, but it didn't stay. And I thought I'd try a second time, and I'm still here. I turned off the camera and the audio for a few minutes. I had to go get my phone so I can watch the side chat. It's been a good week, a good weekend. We did.
I figured you went back for another piece of that apple pie or pumpkin pie or something.
Well, we did have pumpkin pie. We had our second round of turkey stuff and everything tonight, leftovers. I'm stuffed.
Yes, sir.
full.
2.0.
Yep. Might get out a little bit tomorrow. I'm not going to try to get up in the morning and go out. I'm kind of restricted to public land here, and I don't really want to be out there in the dark with everybody. I'll wait till after lunchtime and go out for a little bit and see how long I can stay if I go.
Well, hopefully everybody will stir them up on their way out and run them towards you.
Yeah.
Traditionally, Pennsylvania was always the Monday after Thanksgiving. And although I appreciate the extra opportunities, and it's fine that they're going to start tomorrow and we actually have Sunday available to us, I'm really only concerned about going out on Monday. That just feels right.
You betcha.
All
As far
right.
as
I hope everybody had a good time over the holiday. And
Jamie, how about you, brother?
Yeah.
what about me?
What did you smoke a turkey?
It's your turn.
What'd you do?
I
Third quarter?
smoked a Boston butt, a hind quarter from a deer, and a whole pork loin.
Nice.
Nah.
And got smart, left half of it at home. The stuff I took to my mom's, none of it made it back home. So there was a good
Gotta love
point
it.
made before we went live about wild game, particularly white-tailed deer. You got to be careful not to overcook that stuff. At the point in time it's medium on your meat thermometer, you have overcooked it.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Medium rare is the only way to go when you're smoking deer meat and or venison, whatever you want to call it. That's just my opinion.
Yep. Pull it about 125, 120, 125 degrees and right up to 130 and you're good to go.
I was going to say 130 is pushing it
Yeah, you're
because it's going to get another 5 to 10 degrees as you're getting everything else off the smoker and all that. So
Yeah, when you let it rest, it'll climb that other 5 degrees.
Yep. You'll get 5 degrees out of it. You want to let it sit
still
for
cooking.
10 minutes.
and I get the pork loin off at 155, and the Boston butt, you just try to let it get a 12-hour smoke and don't worry about the temperature on the inside of that, because what happens
you run that puppy up to about 205.
It's cooked at 150 or so, 160, but it's gets real tender at like 202, 203.
what's happening there is after
you
it's
run
done,
at 205 and all that fat lets loose. Oh my God!
what's happening there is that fat is rendering and then it's recirculating, and it's just making it more better and more better and more better. Anyway, enough about cooking barbecue. We had a request from, who was it?
Dwayne, Mr. Dwayne. What's his number there?
7834, I think.
something like that. Yeah, that's him. He's in the side chat there.
Yeah, he was asking us about. I think he'd already formed an opinion, really and truly. He don't strike me as somebody that wouldn't know the answer to this question, but that's the thing, though. In law school they teach you to never ask a question that you don't already know the answer to. So he wanted to know about cleaning our new reloaded ammunition. This is fully loaded, completed ammo. How do you go about cleaning that stuff? Well, personally, I just wipe it off with a cloth as I'm inspecting the finished rounds. One particular respected reloading company, so I've been told, says that it's okay to run it in a vibratory tumbler for a few minutes. I would not advise that, but
there's some major reloading guys on YouTube that do that too. And but if you're shooting precision rifle and you're not crimping, that's not a good idea.
Yeah, that
there's
could be a
there's
problem.
a lot more to it than that, as I found out researching this topic. The tumbler thing seems to be okay. Never put loaded ammo in water, obviously. Airwalk Fletchers. That's a good idea. And Edward Petty too. Just wipe them off with a cloth. All
you're trying to do is get the case lube off anyway.
Well, I do that in a separate step after they've been
Correct.
deprimed, sized, and
Right.
trimmed, deprimed, and sized. And if it's time, you've already, dang, the word escapes me. You already burned.
Bird and Chamford.
No, you don't have to go that far.
Annealed.
Annealed, yeah, that's the word. Burn them.
Yeah, I kneel and then I tumble. I don't care to see the burn on them, but that's just me. And it's not going to hurt a thing in the world to tumble them after you've annealed them. It just shine them up.
Well, similar question was asked from Kihei, fella from North Carolina. He says, so all the ammo I have been loading is straight wall pistol with carbide dies. Only lube I've ever needed is that from the media polish used when tumbling brass. I don't do that. So,
No.
yeah, y'all shoot me if you need to. With rifle, it's a different story. Got to apply some kind of lube or cases stick in the resizing die. Parentheses, learned the hard way.
And not only that, I mean,
Yes. Very few.
I use a lube on the neck. I use that Redding graphite to seat the bullet because it keeps me from having problems with that.
Okay, let's get past all that. I mean, that's a very valid point and a very good idea. But what we're talking about here is completed ammunition.
I don't do nothing to it. Once it's finished, the best it'll get wiped off with a rag.
Absolutely, me too. So
What's case lube? What's case lube going to hurt if it's left on there? It don't hurt a thing.
No, I think the worry is it just picks up dust and debris and it can get in your action and cause issues. That's where I come from with it. But like Jamie said, I like, and I've said this in my videos 100 times, I like to, everybody's got old t-shirts. I like to cut the sleeves off of an old t-shirt and stick it on my hand because it stays there. It's a tube.
Yeah.
And then I'll reach in the tube, I'll touch the lube, I'll wipe it on the base of the case, go all the way up the sides of the case. I'm holding on to the neck because you don't want lube on your neck and shoulder because you'll get dimples. And I put it in the shell holder, I run it up into the die, I run it out of the die, I put it back in my hand with that rag, and I wipe it off. And then it goes in the side. And then when I'm totally done, if there's still a little bit how I don't like them, at that point, I've got just raw size prepped brass, no primers, no nothing. I'll run that in the vibratory tumbler for 15 minutes, take it out, finish my reloading. Most of the time, I don't bother because it's clean enough, untacky, not sticky. All the lube, most of the lube is off from that rag, and that's been good enough for almost 50 years that I've been doing it. So I think a lot
Instead
of
of using the
make
shirt
a lot
sleeves.
of problems that they just don't need to make. They're trying to make their own way. They're trying to design trying to figure out the thing that nobody else has thought of, so that they can be that guy to hang their hat on it. And it's not a new thing. There's not a lot that hasn't been figured out already, and most of us have been there and done that. And like we're telling you, you just don't need to worry about it as much as it's made out to.
I wipe finished rounds down with alcohol. Just a little alcohol on a rag. I like the feel of the lube on my fingers. My wife does too, because I use lanolin. It makes these fingers soft. So, and you don't need much. You don't need much. Most people use way too much lube.
Here's the author of our comments here, of our discussion here at the beginning of our chat, and this is Dwayne, who sent me the comment, and Jamie and I decided we're gonna talk about it because it sounded like a good idea. So here we are.
I'm gonna give a tip of the night. Microfiber. I get these in this pack from Harbor Freight for like $3. And I don't wash them. I don't clean them. When they get beyond dirty, I throw them away. At $3 and something for 1,000 of them, they're basically microfiber paper towels, as far as I'm concerned. And it only takes one of them to wipe off 1,000 rounds of 9mm.
Dang it.
Walks. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Walks has got a good one too.
Golly.
Yeah, Walk says, I believe nothing from Facebook. Yeah, we'll go back to this one. There's Mr. Pollard. We're going to call a side chat out here in about 6
Why is
minutes.
Walt saying I'm tacky?
I think he wasn't calling you tacky. I think he was calling
The shake
Lanolin.
case is tacky. Yeah.
Lanolin.
Lanolin is tacky.
So
It's
anyway,
smooth.
back to the
Topic at hand.
back to the original question on this forum that started this discussion. He was he's not quite as educated as most of us. So here's my question. Okay, let me start over from the beginning. So all the ammo I've been loading is straight wall pistol with carbide dies. Only lube I've needed so is that from the media polish used when tumbling the brass.
So he's
With
basically
rifle,
saying-
it's a different story. Got to apply some kind of lube or cases stick in the sizing die. Learned the hard way. So here's my question: how do you get the lube back off? I'm looking at loading 223 in quantities of 200 or larger. Hand wiping sounds time consuming.
Don't
Well,
worry about it.
Yeah, I put them. I clean them at that.
Yeah, you gotta pick them up, take them out of the shell holder off the ram anyway. I mean, it takes another second to wipe it off and put it in the rack.
Yeah. He don't.
Well,
want me
here's the way I
sitting
do
there
it,
wiping
and-
off 200 pieces of brass after it's loaded. That's all that is.
Well, CW made the point of using the sleeves off of T-shirts, right? Well, I got the rest of the T-shirt to work with. So after you load 200 rounds, just pour them out on the rest of the T-shirt and just roll it across the table real quick and then put it in the bin and be done with it.
I mean,
That's
we're
plenty.
talking,
That's plenty.
what,
Yep.
1 second.
Yep.
If you spend hours reloading, you can spend a second wiping a bullet off.
Let me tell you something. These things right here, they don't ever see a tumbler.
Yeah.
I'm not putting Lupua cases in a tumbler. Sorry.
A lot of
I
these
clean
new-
them with a piece of steel wool first. I run them to this, that, and I wipe them down. I treat them like they're babies, and they are babies. You
these
know,
new loaders are just trying to carve a niche or create something better. That's just my twist on it, because you look at where a lot of these crazy things come from. Like I remember back when I was first started with the 450 Bushmaster on the 450 Bushmaster forum, the guys were talking about measuring the amount of crimp that they put in their cases. I ain't never measured crimp in my life.
no.
Never. I never even thought to. Why would you? I mean, come on. But it's just
How
one of those
would
things,
you?
you know?
I don't even know how
It's either crimped or it's not.
Yeah.
You know,
But, you know, if it turns you on, it's what you want to do, knock yourself out. But it's just not needed.
now
Somebody
there
could
was
be
that one guy,
forward.
CW, on 300 Blackout that crimped his bullet so hard he deformed the jacket of a thin subsonic. I remember that. And that was bad juju, but he had that thing crimped where it looked like, Marilyn Monroe's figure. It was really deep. Oh
It
yeah,
looked
yeah.
It looked like a fat woman trying to put on pantyhose that were too little.
It was like the neck was a corset. Okay, and I'm serious. It was bad, and he couldn't understand it. I can't remember if it was bullet failure, if it was an accuracy issue. I think it was an accuracy.
I think it was accuracy. Yeah.
And he showed his finish round, and CW Dillett, me, a couple other people spoke up and like, whoa, dude, you've crimped that thing to the bejesus. You don't need to crimp it that hard.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he was shooting an AR, so he's worried about movement, which is a legitimate worry. He had a legitimate worry, but he hadn't addressed the problem through measurement. So he just decided to go guerrilla on it. And that with those thin jacketed subs, that just didn't work too good.
And that was probably a Lee factory crimp die.
All right, this is the thing, and we'll get into it more after we call out the side chat. But be thinking about this, that some folks are talking about running their finished ammunition in a vibratory tumbler. And when we finish calling out the side chat, we'll address that. And there's something I want to read to y'all, and hopefully we won't lose any viewers by my reading, because I'm not the greatest reader in the world. So anybody got any ideas what we should type in for
Lube.
roll call tonight?
Lube.
Lube.
All right, that's easy enough. Bud with a gun said turkey. What's up, Bo?
Crooked bananas. Who put crooked bananas in there?
Vanessa's watching different
If you use enough
chat,
lube,
I think.
you can.
All right, so we got Bud with the guns out there. Bama Dad was in first. He's on the panel in the side chat. So is Kyle Lusk. So is CW. Vanessa Kitty is out there. Andy 79Z28. Good to see you, brother. Mike the Rebel Hester is on the panel as well. Tommy Boy, Walks Fletcher, Glenn Davis, Rollis Carvelis, Papa's Place, 6-shooter Texan, Mr. Pollard, James Pollard. How you doing, brother? Dwayne 7834. Mark Thomas is also on the panel. Bobby Barlow. Edward Petty. Hillbilly Up's on the panel too. Garage Guy 879. Vanessa Kitty. Senior Master Sergeant Bulldog. Andy Lard. There you go.
Lord.
Okay, there we go. Thank all of y'all for being with us this evening. We appreciate y'all more than you'll ever know.
Absolutely.
So here's the thing. Crash. Did I miss Crash?
You did, but you got him.
And Ron 2A Matters. How did I miss y'all? No.
They were late getting in there. They might be running behind a few seconds on the video.
Anyway, glad to have y'all. Glad to
That's
have
hard.
everybody. And, I don't say it enough. There's Crash. Lube. Yeah, please lube your cases before you run them up in the sizing die. It's very advantageous. Anyway, thank all you guys. We don't say it enough, but I want to take a second to say thank you to our panel members. You guys help make the show what it is, and Be kind of boring if I was sitting up here by myself. It wouldn't be boring for me. It'd just be boring for everybody else. I'd be working like a one-armed paper hanger. Uh, did not hear
Glenn
it.
Davis does have a good point.
Excuse me.
We're getting to that next.
That's what we're fixing to. It's possible they'll break down the gunpowder into smaller granule and affect the burn rate, could possibly get dangerous. Well, thanks for stealing my thunder, Glenn. Dang.
Yeah, I've read it before too. I'm sure it's a possibility. I mean, it's extruded powder. You're not going to break down ball powder, but I'm sure it's a possible concern.
It's a double base. You break it down. Yeah.
Tommy Boy says it's not going to change it inside the case, which is, maybe a viable answer as well, but
Look at
it's still there. So.
All right, this is an article from AccurateShooter.com Daily Bulletin from September the 2nd, 2008.
Which Rebel is a member of that. Yeah.
One of our readers asked, is it okay to clean live loaded ammo in a vibratory tumbler? The basic answer is no, do not tumble live ammo in a vibratory tumbler. There are serious potential safety hazards that can result from tumbling live ammo. Since it is really not necessary to tumble loaded ammo, why take the risk? There you go. So tumbling can alter powder burn properties. The main reason to avoid tumbling loaded ammo is that tumbling can break down the powder kernels inside the case and or alter the burn rate retarding coatings on the outside of the kernels. This can alter the powder's burning properties with dangerous consequences. If you vibrate loaded rounds for a long time, you can both grind or shear the kernels and alter the kernel's external coatings. Read the warnings on a can of powder. It says do not shake for that reason. While we are aware that some hand loaders, particularly pistol shooters, tumble loaded ammo to remove residual lube or just to make their ammo nice and shiny, it is not a sensible procedure. RCBS and most ammo makers specifically warn against tumbling live ammo in a vibratory tumbler. Hodgdon's official policy is, quote, completed ammo should not be tumbled. The powder will degrade and increase in burn speed. From Mike Daly, Customer Satisfaction Manager, Hodgdon/IMR. So, and then they cite another place. But anyway,
Well, nobody.
at the bottom of this article, there's a link to Ramshot Exterminator for 10.49 banana skins per pound.
What?
That's a deal.
That's a deal. Too bad you can't get that anymore.
Such a deal. Okay.
Yeah, so basically they're worrying about if you run it in there long enough to actually make it shiny, that it's going to break down the components of the powder and make it unsafe.
Or to make it simpler, you're making your rounds retarded. So no one wants retarded rounds. There you go.
Well, I mean,
God,
we're kind
God
of
knows. God knows what they'll do when you cut them loose. Yeah.
But the way that reads, it's kind of self-defeating. They're saying we're talking about removing lube, and then they're saying if you put it back in to make it shiny, well, that means running it through that means processing the brass that's already reloaded because you're trying to polish it.
Yeah, that's going to be running too
That's
long.
a whole lot longer time. You can run it through corn cob without having the jeweler's rouge on it or anything else, just plain dry corn cob, and it'll remove the lube, and you don't have to leave it in there a second or two.
Well, most of the articles that I've read say as long as you don't run it in there for a long period of time. Are y'all ready? There's
Exciting.
Count us down, Mark Thomas.
3, 2, 1.
Hey, West Coast weirdo.
Somebody put on a
Mario.
Battle Bean. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Mario, happy Thanksgiving, brother.
good video today, Mario. I enjoyed that.
Fudd with a gun.
Yes,
so
it was.
Rumble bullets take the short bus. Now, there's how do I best explain this? They put coatings on the outside of the gunpowder to help control the burn rate, and that just seems like a lot to me. But yeah.
I'm not a chemist. I'm not going to mess with it,
Yeah. But, Tommy Boy, and I respect Tommy Boy a lot. I kind of am where he's at there. I mean, it's coming down the road in a 18-wheeler
Or on a train.
or on a train. And, I know air ride's pretty swift, but pretty
They
slick.
ain't sending that stuff on air ride trailers.
Well, this is the point. I make my own ammo. Most of y'all do too. So does Tommy Boy. Why do I want to make it like factory ammo? I'm not. I'm making my own ammo. So
We're talking about a particular group of guys that when they go to the range and they open up the box and everybody sees the reloaded ammo, they want it to shine like a diamond in a goat's butt. And, I understand that, but it's not necessary.
So that is an Alabama saying. A buddy of mine from Alabama says, "Man, you got that thing shining like a diamond in a goat's butt."
There's not a whole lot of goats in Alabama.
I let the group speak and I don't care what it shines like,
It's if you want it to be shiny and pretty and all of that, put you a dummy round in there.
Look, I mean, can I show a round, Jamie? I'm not showing I'm just showing a round. Is that
Don't
okay?
get nothing wrong with
Yeah,
that.
that's fine.
All right. I'm waiting for the boss.
That's fine.
That's a 308. I just loaded. You hear the hot chucker going right now. All right. It's shiny. It's fine.
There wouldn't be any reason to be
Okay.
ashamed of that for range.
No, that's been shot once. All I did was steel wool the neck. That's it. It's still got lube on it. It'll shoot just fine. If
That's one of mine. And that's once fired. So it is what you want. But I understand there's people that want to. It's kind of like you don't want to go get a brand new Corvette and drive it up somewhere with mud on it. And that's kind of the way, they're like when they open their box, they want to dazzle people. And I understand that. It's got its place, but
well, see, I'm that guy. I'm the guy that took the Corvette four-wheeling. So I don't care. I just want to shoot and
that's it.
Yeah.
If you want it to shine and you've wiped the lube off of it and you just want to make it shiny, get you a jeweler's rag. It's a shamus rag with a Jeweler's Rouge pad in it, and you can rub it up and down that bullet, and it'll shine like it's brand new.
Well, I know I talk about ancient history a lot, but there were about 5 guys I trusted on the 300 blackout forum. One of them's here, and we never talked about cleaning brass. You know, we showed each other our groups. Hey, this bullet shot this way. Hey, this bullet shot this way. Hey, this was really good. Hey, this killed good. We never showed each other our brass. We didn't even talk about whether it was made from 2-3 or bought brass or whatever. And actually, most guys in the early days were cutting down 223, and they had the jig and they were sawing it and making it and this and that and forming it, which is, you talk about needing lube. Yeah. If you're forming brass,
Yes, sir.
you better have some lube.
Yeah, here's another thing too, and y'all help me out with this one. I've also heard it said that if your brass is too clean, too slick, it's kind of moving around in that chamber. You know, you might need a little bit of what's the word? Friction.
Something.
Yeah, need a little friction there.
I like a little carbon in my neck.
Got to have a little rosin on there to lift it, for it to grab a hold of.
I don't clean out my necks. I like a little grip in my neck, and that carbon helps that,
There's a new thing now. It's lubing necks, lubing your bullets, lubing the necks before you seat your bullets.
Nah, I don't.
Wet seating. Were you showing it to me?
I do.
Bama?
I don't. Well, I'm not. It's in my reloader. I use the Redding.
I don't know. I mean,
it's just carbon. It's in a little bottle, and all you do is just drop it in it and tap it off, and it makes a huge difference.
Consistency is key. If that makes it more consistent, it could be a thing. But I don't know. I've always wanted dry.
Yeah,
clean, dry necks is what I've always strived
for.
Amen.
One thing about it is carbon's not a problem. Carbon, there's no reaction between carbon and gunpowder. So
no, I don't.
No, it's that. The carbon you work into the neck tension. So I always say seat depth is everything, neck tension is everything else. The carbon helps with neck tension up to a point. Up to a point, and a little carbon buildup. If you clean that off every time, you're actually getting better grip with a little bit of carbon in there. If you work that into your group, into your process, then it's okay. If you work cleaning your brass until it has no carbon on it into your process, that's okay. But keep it consistent every single time. Like CW said, consistency, that's the key.
I was talking to my wife about that just last night.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. See, she's a science teacher at heart. And she was talking about precision and consistency and accuracy. Accuracy and precision is what she was talking about. And I told her what we're talking about is what we're all trying to do is to be consistent to get the best precision and accuracy. And I was telling her about basically what we're doing is slinging a marble out of a hose pipe, and that hose pipe's going like that. And what we want to do is we want to time it so that the marble's coming out the hose pipe at exactly the same point every single time. And
that's kind of simplified, but good.
Here's the wonderful thing about what we do. This is the wonderful thing about what we do You can do something totally the wrong way
And it still works.
in somebody else's eye. But if you do it consistently the wrong way and can achieve the same results, who's to say that's the wrong way? It just works for you. You know, you can
unless you suck every
bullets.
time.
Well, that's what I'm saying. As long as it works,
Right.
You might be doing 5 extra steps that somebody else isn't doing, but you know, as long as you get the results that you're looking for, who's to say that you're doing it wrong?
Yeah, I tried to explain to my partner Trent, and Trent's bought a lot of bench rest guns as he came into the business, and some really nice ones. And we got one guy who finished 3rd in the nationals as a customer. Okay, I'm not gonna balk anything that guy does. Okay, whatever you do, dude, it's working for you. You finished 3rd in the nationals, and that's damn good shooting. So,
yep.
He's got the medical grade scale, the powder thrower that throws to 1/1000th of a grain. You know,
yeah, that $1,000 scale.
That's not quite that much, but it's more than an OHAS. Okay, and
might as well be.
Yeah, he can do it faster. Okay. And so in his game, and he's got money. I mean, you got to have money to play that game. Let's just face it. He's trying to load 100 match rounds as fast as possible, as consistent as possible. Period.
Another thing that drives me crazy. Why do we have to load? Why do these people have to load fast? Why?
I don't understand it. I asked him. I said, you got plenty of time between matches. It's not like you're loading at the range. I can understand if you were doing the Speedy Gonzalez thing and you were loading there at the range, and that's why Harold's made a powder thrower that did this and blah blah blah. But all of it's affected by wind and air movement, and you got to kind of encase it. Otherwise, the scale's not accurate. Why do you got to load a lot of rounds fast? Well, I shoot a lot of rounds. Well, I do too. You know, I'm sitting here while we're talking. I've just casually loaded up. I'm getting ready to do my 20th round. You know, okay, I'm not going bench rest shooting tomorrow. But that's why that was his explanation, CW. Okay, I shoot a lot of rounds, therefore I need to load them as efficiently and accurately and as fast as I possibly can. You know, because I'm testing, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. You know, but there again, you look at the guy, he's 3rd in the nationals. Okay, if it's working for you, that's great. But you know, I told Trent, who's very impressionable, he's listening to a guy who's a champion shooter. And I said, you take what he says with a grain of salt. You're not shooting matches. And until you do, don't fall into that trap. You don't need to spend money on stuff like that. You can make just as accurate ammunition the way you're making it right now. You know, as long as you're consistent about everything you do. And I think I proved that to him. Trent's a mechanic by trade, so naturally he likes tools. So I'm like, if you want to buy it, that kind of stuff, that's fine. But, you know, he bought a PMA neck trimming lathe, which is very nice. But really, how often are you going to use that thing? You know, some, not a lot. That's okay. I like having friends have really nice tools. Hey, trim my brass.
Yeah.
So,
I'll be right back, guys. Y'all carry on. I got to go sit back with puppy dog here for a minute.
It just always it comes up a lot if you read forums, and they want fast, and it's like just no.
oh, listen, dude, you get on Accurate Shooter,
Oh yeah,
and some of those boys, it's about how much money you spend, and it's almost a glam thing. You know, I spent.
Oh, it is.
I have the
Yeah.
brand new blah blah blah, the blah blah blah, the blah blah, and if you ain't got it, well, you ain't shooting as good as me. Well, I
Yep.
proved the guy wrong on there, which is why Dellett's on the forum, CW, because he's such a smart ass. And I was like, I don't have none of that. And I shot a 47,000 screw at 100 yards with 5 shots.
What's the best day in the world to go to a long range and sit next to a guy that's got $25,000-$30,000 worth of equipment, and you pull out a $400 rifle and smoke him?
Well,
you can't get a better day than that.
I know, but I doubt that's going to happen. Okay.
Oh, yeah, it does here.
you might shoot a tighter group one time or another, but
yeah, the guy that spends money is
400 may be pushing the bottom end too low.
Yeah, I'd say more like 8 to 1,000. But it's not the guys that spend the money generally have skill, but then they walk into this whole arena. If you don't spend that money, well, you can't compete. Well, I don't want to compete. Okay. I don't have the deep pockets. I'm not burning out a barrel every 2 years. And that's exactly what those boys are doing. A barrel is a sacrificial anode to them. So if the Brooks of 2 years ago shoots fantastic and then goes south, the Brooks today, well, woe is me, it doesn't shoot as good. But I'm still shooting in the twos. Okay, I'm competitive.
I want to buy the burnout barrels.
Well, yeah, that's me. And short range bench rest is so competitive that if you're not shooting, you can ask Red Raider about this because he's dabbled. He went totally into the 6 PPC short range bench rest stuff. If you're not shooting in the ones or the zeros, and I mean 100,000ths or below, then you're not in the running. You're not going to finish in the top 20.
Just today we
matches.
Went to the range, and I checked the manual and I checked the calendar. There was nobody supposed to be having any matches or anything going on. But we got there, and the bench rest guys were set up and taking up like half the range, and they must have been practicing for an upcoming match somewhere. And Uncle Bob was there, and Uncle Bob is new to competitive shooting, hasn't really ever done competitive shooting, so anything he sees about it is all brand new. And he's walking by the guys talking about their targets, and he said, "Did you see their targets?" I said, "Why? Did you see some pretty good groups?" He said, No, not that." He says, they only shot one bullet at each target. I said, "Well," I said, "Bob," I said, "you have to realize that when you get up in these upper end, competitions, you can't measure the groups because their bullets are on top of each other.
Right.
So you shoot at individual targets with one bullet, and then you score that one bullet for that one target. So you got 5 shots, you got 5 targets.
Then you got an aggregate,
And you have and you have an aggregate of that. And it's the only way, because the wins are not, your wins are in your X's. That's your wins. Nobody misses. It's just you didn't get an X on this one. So you have 40 X's in your target, and the winner got 36. The loser got 34. It's like they're so tight, it's not even funny. It's crazy.
And the funny thing is, I've got a 6 PPC, a beautiful rifle, that Remington Action, it would not be competitive at all. Okay. Just
at the upper levels, it's just crazy.
at the
crazy
upper levels, it would not be competitive
Yeah.
at all. It's not a bad action. It's not.
Nope. Yeah.
It's more of a hunting varmint style stock. It doesn't track straight, all that kind of stuff. But it's still at 100 yards. It's one of the most accurate rifles I've ever shot in my life. And on a really bad day, I shoot less than a half inch with that rifle with 5 shots.
Yeah.
On a bad day.
Bad day.
Okay. So a lot of it's the cartridge, the powder,
Don't sell yourself short. A lot of it's the shooter too.
well,
I'm hoping on a good day I don't dig up turnips anymore.
yeah. CW, you've seen me shoot. I don't have a bad booger hook. It's but I do give credit to a lot to the rifle I'm shooting, and
it helps. But a lot of times it's the singer, not the song.
You can't explain gun handling to people. You cannot explain it.
It's the Indian, not the bow, or the however it's said.
Yeah. And I tell people, I said, well, how's your gun handling? Well, what do you mean? And a lot of guys get macho about it. My grandpa taught me gun handling. Well, your grandpa was shooting off a branch on a tree at a deer, probably at a reasonable range. You remember it as 5,000 yards. It was probably more like 200 yards. And I'm not putting down your grandpa, but gun handling on a bench, shooting super tight groups like that is an acquired skill. It's how you set yourself up. It's breathing control. It's everything. It really has nothing to do. Bench rest shooting really has nothing to do with being a sniper or anything like that, because military snipers have to shoot in all kind of freaking conditions.
And they're shooting factory ammo, the high-end factory ammo. But I mean, considerably, CW, Jamie, both of y'all, how many rounds do you shoot when you're working up load development before you finally settle in on something?
There's no set number,
but it's significant.
It can be 1,000 rounds. It can be 50.
And see, that's what people don't understand. A lot of
it could be 10.
Yeah,
it could be. If it probably won't be with me, but
the fun of it is when it's somewhere in between. Because if it all happened in one box of shells, it'd be boring. And if it always took 10 cases of shells, no one could afford to do it.
Yeah, that's
the difference between me, CW, and maybe everybody else on this forum, maybe not. The chase for the little group is the fun part. That's the fun part. What makes this thing tick? How am I getting this barrel harmonic right? That's the fun part.
I'll put it to you like this. I've tried 7 different bullets, and at least 5 to 8 different powder charges for each bullet until I settled on what my gun liked. And then my bullet manufacturer decided to discontinue the bullet.
Yeah, there you go. There's that. And
then you start
all over again.
Yeah.
Well,
I learned long ago when I get something good, I buy a lot of them because too many times it's happened to me.
I've still got the bullet.
Long-term bullet. What would be a company you could trust that would probably keep your bullet? Burger?
So far, Sierra.
Well, I use burgers for paper shooting. Even the VLD hunting is their old match bullet. That's what everybody wants to shoot paper. I don't trust them for big game hunting. I'm sorry, I just don't. And Walt Burger can rise up out of his grave, strike me with a pouring ladle, but I don't trust any bullet that goes in 4 inches and has to have bone to blow up. I want a bullet that performs. And that's what me and CW have been talking about. I just loaded some of these up, which is the 168 308 gold dot. And those bullets perform. Absolutely perform. That's the 6.5 120 gold dot.
I like the gold dot rifles a lot.
Those
Tommy Boy
bullets,
is going to tell us it's not really a jacketed bullet; it's a plated bullet. But
yeah,
so are the Fusions, and so are a lot of the Federals.
and
So
they're
what?
not.
I mean,
They're not a match bullet either. I mean, if you get a 3/4 group out of them at 100 yards, stop. You're good enough.
yeah,
You know,
it's not the plated bullets of the 80s when we first started seeing plated bullets. It's not plated bullets like 22s. That's
Right.
where the technology started, but it's gotten so much better that we're getting. I hesitate to say match grade, but really, really good accuracy with a plated bullet, and it works. It works.
and they're chemically bonded. So
Yeah.
when they hit, they go through what CW is 16 inches of ballistic gel and just peel like it's what you want a bullet to do, what you want a bullet to look like. It's not this blob with a copper jacket around it. It's picture perfect every friggin' time. And I really like the bullet. I went to it with 300 blackout. I went 150, which actually slows the supersonics down, but the bullet performs so good at low velocities. The 300 blackout bullets designated with a BO behind the part number. It performs so good that I stocked up on them. I bought a bunch of them, and me and CW are afraid, and we're still afraid that they're discontinuing the bullet. We're seeing it intermittent, you know.
Have y'all thought about shooting any of the Lehigh?
I do.
The Lehigh, I've shot Lehighs.
Yeah. They're good. They're just costly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they have some supersonic.
Yep.
They got some supersonic options. The subsonic options are actually rather fragile. I posted a thread in 300 blackout where I shot a jack-o'-lantern pumpkin with no guts in it with a Lehigh 190, and it popped out the other side and went into ballistic media, and I recovered it, and one pedal was broke off, one was folded completely against the back, and the other, it was nasty looking, but the penetration really would be very minimal on a deer.
Was that pre-Wilson buying it, or?
Oh yeah,
that was way pre-Wilson buying it.
Because I know he's changed a lot. I know a lot.
First came out. This was when they first came out.
Yeah, his stuff now, he's got the pedals that do separate, but then they've got a solid core that.
Well, this is core we're talking about. This is a specific bullet, not a design.
Yeah, they always had the controlled chaos where the bullet separated, and then they had a lightweight supersonic round that they advertised as 300 blackout, but they didn't really think forward enough that there were guys out there shooting a 1 in 5 twist in a short barrel rifle like our buddy Dellett was, and he was shooting those, testing them out, and all of a sudden his chronograph just fell to the ground, and he realized he'd just cut the legs off his chronograph. So as soon as those things were coming out, it's an aluminum tipped, then copper jacketed. You hit ballistic steel with it, and it's explosive. It's nasty. It'd be a great close quarter battle bullet in a 1 in 8 1 in 7, but in a 1 in 5, they started peeling apart, and they were actually coming apart outside of his suppressor. Thank God, outside of his suppressor, and they cut his tripod legs off. And
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, we started fussing at Lehigh about, hey, well, they kept the bullet, but they didn't list it as a 300 blackout loading option anymore. They had it as a loaded bullet, and that was the end of that. So that was times where we were posting stuff, and all of a sudden manufacturers would have it, and we started kind of joking around about who's listening to us out there. Is Sierra listening to us? Is Lehigh listening to us? Who's listening to us? Go ahead and show yourself, because as soon as we start talking about stuff, boom, the product appears. We do free product research for you, and you make corrections. And it was an actual business model if you think about it. The few manufacturers that worked with us was Maker. Paul from Maker Bullets worked with us extensively, and that's about it. I can't remember anybody specifically coming on there from Hodgkin or when they came out with the Hodgkin 300 blackout powder. What is that, CW?
Hodgdon 308. Hodgdon what?
That
CFE black?
That new 300 blackout subsonic powder. It was supposed to be
CFE black?
Yeah. And people started testing it, and it come to find out it wasn't all that.
Yeah, it's expensive. 1680.
Yeah, exactly. It was dirty. It was, it was expensive 1680, and that was the best verbiage to describe that. But it was advertised as something else. So these people listen to our conversations. I don't know if they listen to this one, but they do listen to forums, and we actually experienced that.
Well, I use,
that's the
I
difference.
do
You got
use
that
Hodgkin. I use the CFE 9mm and the CFE 223. But
they're both wonderful powders. The CFE Black was advertised as this, and it turned out, like CW said, just to be really expensive this, okay, which everybody knew was a great subsonic powder, even a better supersonic powder.
Yeah.
With
heavy bullet
heavies.
supersonics and
it actually changed. As subsonic, it was dirty as crap, but supersonic on 150 and above, oh my God, it performed wonderfully. And CFE Black was advertised to do this and do that and do this. Well, once CW and Dellett and a couple people started fooling with it, we figured out real quick it was just 1680.
They just relabeled it and rebranded it
and added some bugs to it.
It's not the same. It acts the same. It's not interchangeable. Don't use it in the data. Don't listen to none of that. It's a different powder. Different is different, but it acts like 1680. 1680 does about the same thing for cheaper money. That's what we're saying. Not that it's interchangeable. Not that you could use one for the other. None of that stuff.
To be honest, I don't think 300 Black. I don't think CFE Black compress well, whereas 1680 does. You got some erratic stuff. But you got to remember, those are in the days where 300 Blackout was a young cartridge and people were experimenting. And some people were experimenting with no experience. And it got a little scary at times with the stuff that people were posting. But 1680 absolutely changes its personality when you add a heavier bullet and compress it a little bit. It actually smiles when it's compressed. It in that level of cartridge. Okay, it just turned it really gives good numbers. Low ESs, stuff like that. I think we all proved that as a subsonic powder, it works. It'll work in AR. It has tons of gas volume, but it's not the most accurate. We had a contest where the challenge was to put 5 bullets on a post a note card at 200 yards. And you got to remember, you're lobbing these things in like artillery shells. And the only subsonic powder I had was 1680. And at the only rifle I had at that time was an AR. I got 4 300 blackouts now. I wished I'd had my CZ when that contest was running, but
Yeah.
My God, some people were shooting little bitty tiny groups at 200 yards, and I could barely get 5 bullets on a post-it card at 200 yards. But they're coming in from like 18 feet, meow. And you could see it with the hole.
Well, I mean, 200 yards for 300 blackout is you're right. That's like artillery.
Well, 200, 300 blackout subsonic, not supersonic. Supersonic, that's not that much of a stretch. But subsonic, holy crap. I was shooting 220 Match Kings, and I was seeing a wobble, in the post-it card. And I finally got 5 on there, barely. And here's my submission. I bow to all you reloaders that's figured it out. And I think some of the winning shots were out of a handy rifle, believe it or not. 5-shot groups at 200.
Yes, my bullet's not going sideways. It's just coming in at a 90-degree angle.
Stabilization is important.
Well, and I go back to that story. My buddy has a Savage long-range precision rifle in 22-250, 1 in 12 twist. And he said, I wish your Remington would shoot these 53 grain VMAXs. And I said, why won't they? He said, it says right here in the Hornady manual, they might not stabilize out of a Remington rifle because they've got 1 in 14 twist. I said, hand me a handful of them things. He said, Mike, they won't stabilize. I said, hey, you're reading a book, okay? I said, my rifle might have been built on Wednesday. You don't know what twist is in that damn gun. Remington don't either. I said, hand me them things. Well, I went home and loaded them with my weird load because I went off the reservation and loaded it with AR comp. And I was off the reservation. And I come back. He had a target at 200 yards. I had 5 bullets. He said, I got a dot on that left side of that paper plate. Go ahead and shoot it. I shot. I shot again.
Gotcha.
He said, stop. I'm going to go up there and check. He walks up there. And you got to remember, this guy's 6'4", big bald head, 82nd Airborne Ranger, Ohio Yankee. Funny as crap. He's looking at the target, and I said, what's he doing? And he comes down, he's waving his arms, yelling something, and I was like, speak clearly, man. What? He said, you've got a damn bench rest rifle. He said, there's 3 shots and 1 hole up there. I said, I told you you'd stabilize it. No one knows. And I've never checked the twist on that gun. It might be a half twist one way or a half twist another way.
Sure, absolutely.
You don't know how fast they pull that button through that thing.
You also have to realize that a lot of the charts are twist rate charts. They're optimal. It's optimal for this weight. It's not that it won't work with other things. It's optimal for this weight.
As you know, CW, sometimes right on the ragged edge shoots the best. Right on the ragged edge really shoots good. And something
I've said hundreds of times to people, and that is, it's really hard, almost impossible, to overstabilize a bullet. You can understabilize it. It's hard to overstabilize it. Now you can over-rotate it. That's not stabilizing. That's over-rotate it and have the bullet come apart.
Right.
Generally, it goes hand in hand, but not always. And then the other caveat is every barrel is an entity in and of itself. We can both, all of us on this panel, all 7 of us can buy rifles with a serial number 1 digit apart. I guarantee you with my life, they will not all shoot the same group the same way.
And I'll guarantee I'll back you up with $100 bill.
So it's just the way they are, It's a blonde redhead Chevy, Ford, Dodge, Mopar.
Yeah.
Just the way it is.
Yeah.
And that's part of the fun of it. You don't know until you try.
All right, so let's get into what are y'all seeing for Black Friday deals that we could talk about? Mark, you ain't said much. You seeing any?
And remember, nothing is for sale. We're not selling anything. We're just talking about deals that we can pass on to another sportsman.
Amen.
Right. I'm going to say one thing about Black Friday. I've never seen people claim to have something on sale and it actually be higher as much as I have this year. And I can tell you, I bought something on a Black Friday deal, and I got it through the company that the bald-headed guy runs that ships everything to your door. That's the best way I know how to not say a company name.
The guy that's got a spaceship that looks like
the guy that has a real hard time getting a spaceship to take off.
Yeah.
Not blow up.
The guy that has a wife that showed up at the White House almost uncovered.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those are river in Africa.
Be careful looking at his prices because literally I just shipped something back to him today and repurchased it from a actual place that sells things that are in our hobby.
The jungle store you're talking about?
Yeah, a general store.
No, the jungle store.
Okay. I don't know what that means.
You know that place down south in the jungle? Starts with an A?
Oh yeah, that's the
jungle store.
Careful buying from that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, place with the tall women.
I'm sorry, I said Africa. I meant South America.
Yeah, where the big river runs through it.
I'm about to say where the river runs through it.
I sent something back to him and repurchased it today from one of those places that's way mid, and saved $80 on the same exact item. So there's not a lot of deals out there. Be careful before you throw your money away. Really, if you haven't been watching the prices a month prior to purchasing for Black Friday, you probably should do some research, because I'm seeing things that are actually 10 and 15% higher than they were pre-Black Friday. But now
that's an old trick
on there, and
I'm a cheapskate, and
that's an old trick. I mean, raise the price and then raise the price 20%, lower it 15% on sale. You know,
Yeah. I worked at a grocery store as a kid, and they used to send us out to put. Remember when they used to put these little things on the counters where the like canned goods were that said sale, and they would give us the prices to go out and restamp everything. Well, we were actually running the prices up and putting the sign up that said it was on sale.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of that going on. I haven't seen any real deals.
But Mark, have you seen any real deals?
I was out today in two of my favorite shops, and no great deals. About the only thing they were kind of putting on sale was handguns, and they were mostly little pocket carry guns, little 380s, 9mm. About a month ago, there were a couple of decent sales on some hunting rifles, but there's nothing out there today. Nothing great on ammo. They were really just counting on people being out there and buying.
Well, from the FFL side of things, the only sale items that have been available to us are really a few rifles, hunting rifles, and a lot of the sub pistols you're talking about, LCPs, stuff like that, where if a guy chose to not do his normal markup, he could put it on sale, you know. I had two guys walk in today and said, "What's the Black Friday sale?" I said, "Everything's on sale." He went, "Really?" I said, "Yep, everything's on sale." "What's the discount?" "There ain't no discount. The price is marked on the tag." Everything. I said, everything's on sale. You know,
yeah. They were looking for on sale. You were talking about for sale.
Let me talk about this comment we got. Hasbro, Arkin scope or barrel get a suppressor free. That's not my understanding of it. My understanding was if you buy like a scope and or a barrel, you'll get a credit
on a suppressor.
On a suppressor, and not free, but you'll get some off. What this has proven to me is Arkin, D&T Optics, and that new company they got building rifles is all under this big same umbrella.
Ultradine?
No, Outlier. That's the name
Outlier?
of it. Outlier. So that was my understanding of it.
As far as suppressors go, and that news, Jamie, there's a lawsuit out there that the NFA was created for one purpose and one purpose only, and that was to generate tax revenue for these particular items. Now that they have foregone the tax for suppressors and short barrel rifles, the lawsuit is, why is the NFA needed? It's a legitimate argument, and we're hoping this ends in the complete eradication of the NFA. I'm not saying everybody be able to buy.
Well, supposedly it's only run with the dollars created from those taxes.
Exactly.
So if that's the case, it's gonna disappear.
It's gonna die.
There's no more money coming in.
Right. It's gonna die. They've killed their own revenue.
Well, they're wanting to roll it over into the FBI, just general FBI. But
I'm not advocating everybody be able to have a BAR.
Scope, the free silencer. Who was that? Was that Hasbro that put that up there about the free suppressor?
Yeah, that's Hasbro. Right.
I want you to go look at the suppressor.
He said Joe Cyclops confirmed it's a free.
I agree, but you need to go look at the suppressor. You're talking the suppressor that they're going to give you is about this long.
Oh boy! All right, seriously,
It's not a full. It's not. If you're expected to be a full suppressor for a high-powered rifle, that's not what they're giving you.
Well, it just said it was made of aluminum, so that's not going to be for a high-powered rifle at all.
No, it's a tiny suppressor. You can go look at the picture of it. It's tiny.
okay. Mid-South has their Black Friday sale going on. Up to 60% off, so they say.
Brownells has emailed me 14 times, and I haven't even looked. But
I get so many comments from them. It's crazy.
oh my God, that
If you're in the
Natchez.
market, if you're in the market for one of these, Midway's got the best price that has been on this in a long time.
Is that the BR Rock?
It's the BR. It's the one. It's the higher end one, whichever one that is. I can't remember the name of it.
Right.
Those are super nice.
It is $119 with a rear bag.
All right, here's the thing for y'all.
I said a price and I shouldn't have. I'm sorry.
Right. Mighty Armory. 20% off everything. If you're a Mighty Armory fan, use code BF20 at checkout. You have until midnight tonight.
Excalibur barrels. I can't remember the exact sale, but that if you want an AR barrel or even a bolt action barrel, they were discounting them cheap. I've had intermittent results with Excalibur. I've got one barrel that's super accurate. A couple of friends of mine have got some that were not, but as far as their AR barrels are concerned, I don't think anybody whines about them, but they're pretty.
I got to
cheap.
tell you, for just a fun barrel. Now you're not going to compete with this, but just for a fun barrel, a target gun, whatever, have fun with. Maybe low level competitions. Those outliers aren't so bad. Uncle Bob bought one on a deal last summer. I don't think he paid 3 beans for it. It's 24, 25 inches. It came chambered, 6mm Creed. He was shooting it today. He had a dozen groups that were inside your pinky nail at 100 yards. 3-shot
Can't
groups.
whine about that.
A dozen groups with 5 different kinds of powder.
Yeah.
I mean, clover leaves that you could hardly tell was 3 shots with a $300 barrel that we put together ourselves because it's a barrel nut.
Okay.
Just crazy.
Inline fabrication.
Yep.
15% off everything. Enter code Black Friday 25 at checkout. Offer ends Monday, December the 1st at midnight Pacific time.
And they've got some good stuff and an ever expanding line of products. They're always innovating, always got something new. I really like their stuff a lot.
Midway has their cyber sale clearance holiday bargains. Last chance on 2,000 plus products.
And don't discount their AR Stoner barrels. That's a Midway name. They're made by a major barrel manufacturer. I have 2 AR Stoner barrels that really, really shoot. And if they have any of those on sale, then definitely consider it.
And they have free shipping on orders over $100 or more. And let me see if I can find out when this ends. Don't say when it's over. But Midway has anything and everything.
My wife calls Larry Potterfield the devil.
Good old Larry boy.
I'll tell you what, that man's built a hell of a business.
Yes, sir. Jamie, it's about time to roll that beautiful other bean footage, isn't it?
Yeah, it's time for our verse of the week. I've had a busy day today, so I didn't get to do a lot of Bible study. There's GGW Outdoors. My goodness. So we're still trying to find interesting Old Testament verses, and there is absolutely no shortage of them. One that should be very familiar to y'all, Deuteronomy 31:6. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. This verse is a call to courage rooted in God's faithfulness. It reassures us that we are never alone, as God's presence goes with us wherever we go. Reflecting on this verse empowers us to face life challenges with confidence, trusting in His promise to never abandon us. It reminds us that strength and courage come from knowing we are upheld by a faithful and loving God. And then what's going on here is Moses is about to die, and Joshua is going to take over and lead Israel into the promised land. So it's now time for Israel to take courage in the Lord and not to fear nor be dismayed. Moses would pass from the scene, but God would not abandon Israel. And there where it says, He will never leave you nor forsake you, 5 times in Holy Scripture, this precious promise repeated. And in Hebrews 13:5, made common to all believers with a very deep asseveration, solemn declaration. And that's from Trap. So very good stuff. Joshua crosses over before him. Moses reminds them that Joshua was God's choice to succeed him, and a choice that appeared evident from many years past. So it wasn't nothing new, and one that was solidified by repeating verbal affirmation, and that's in Numbers 27:15 through 23. And then Deuteronomy 1:38, and then 3:23 through 29. And that's a quote by Merrill. So yeah, man, God will never leave us nor forsake us. We have His promise. So that's our verse for the week. Any questions or comments?
So what you're saying is we know a guy.
Well, calling the Lord God, the great creator, a guy is a little bit.
Well, you know what I'm saying, brother.
Joshua 1:9. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. So there you go, guys. Good stuff. So Hillbilly, you know of any You know of any sales we need to talk about? Midway and Mid South also.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody interested in the Lyman Gen 6 compact digital powder dispenser? It's on sale at a decent price. Also, the Lyman Case Trim Express that's the lowest price I've seen in quite a while. And they have a lot of other stuff too. They have some 223 bullets on sale. Y'all doing
Yeah,
that?
there's so many sales out there, and um, if like some of these companies that you go get stuff, I know most people know this, but just in case, if you're looking, like I said, Midwest or wherever, Bear Creek, wherever like you go on these sites and look, put in your email because I know sometimes it can get a little overwhelming. You can always like unsubscribe from their emailing list and stuff, but when it's times like this, I mean, there are so many good deals coming out, and they'll email them, right to your address, to your email. And I've seen a lot of very, very good deals. I mean, it's just overwhelming, to be honest with you.
First thing I think when I see them, save blah blah blah. Like, how much am I going to have to spend to be able to save blah blah blah?
Blah blah blah.
Well, a lot of these also during some of these deals they'll throw in free shipping, and that means a lot too, or maybe free hazmat or something. And so sometimes it's worth checking them out sometimes. And I know our buddy Kai over there at Blackbird Fire Starters, like they got some great sales going on over there, and so don't forget about like even some of those places, like Blackbeard. I know last year we gave a lot of that, got stuff from them to give away for Christmas, and man, everybody that our kids and stuff that we gave for Christmas, that Blackbeard Fire Starters, they were super excited. That's something that like everybody can use. So there's so many good deals out there.
Yeah, don't be a tightwad like me. But yeah, man, that's what we got for y'all this evening.
I got a question.
All right.
What would you recommend target wise for 1,000 yards?
A really big target.
What do you mean?
I got to get the guy down the street from me, literally walking distance down the street from me. He purchased the power line from Alabama Power. So I now have a hilltop to hilltop 1,000-yard range that I can shoot at anytime I want to.
Oh, nice.
Problem is I can't walk it. I have to drive all the way around to get to it, to the target, to go actually touch.
Well, you don't want to really be walking 1,000 yards anyway. You're going to be doing more walking than shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, but man. I mean, I can't even use a four-wheeler. It's because it crosses a lake. But it's his lake, so it's not illegal to shoot across it.
So what's your question?
A big gong or something. I think you're talking about something you can see or not have to keep go checking, right?
What's your target?
Would you use steel or would you use paper?
I'd use paper. I'd use
steel myself.
a golf ball. Use a golf ball.
Once I dial it in, I'd use steel. I mean, at 1,000 yards, are you going to hear steel?
Probably not.
Maybe
really.
not. Yeah.
aim small, miss small, dude.
But
You
you
know?
can get those little Hornady light up target
Mm-hmm.
things. And
Are they any,
You can
are
get
they
a
any good?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
bullseye camera, this line of sight, you know, and they're pretty good.
What does that hook up? Is that like Bluetooth or
Bluetooth,
Yeah,
yeah,
Bluetooth or internet, but man, you
yeah.
better
I
make
think
sure
you get 1,000 yards with Bluetooth.
you have signal with under those power lines, or they will not work. Same
Yeah.
thing if you're like shooting out of a metal roof, you can't get the signal back to you.
Yeah, those power lines they interfere with a lot of crap.
I don't know. Dead zero, we were shooting under a metal roof, weren't we, Jamie?
we were shooting out from under a metal roof.
But I don't know, like that's I've seen pictures you guys shared. That stuff they have there is super, super nice.
Yeah, that's not your bargain basement stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it'll save me having to do load development and drive 45 minutes to the range.
Yeah.
Or
that's
you
a
want to
good
do
start.
1,000 yards just to say you've done 1,000 yards, or
Well, I can shoot. I don't have to shoot 1,000, but I got 1,000.
well, then why not shoot 1,000? You know,
That's kind of the way I feel. I probably will set something up, 100, 300, 500, 600, 1,000.
well, when you start chronographing stuff, you want the lowest ES you can possibly get, and that's gonna tell a lot of vertical, take a lot of vertical out of your group at 1,000, and
And
you
the
gonna
hill that
build.
I'm on is higher than the hill I'll be shooting at.
Okay.
So I'll be shooting downhill some. And there
That's
really shouldn't be any wind. Not a
There's
lot.
always wind. There's always wind at 1,000.
Yeah. I mean, but
Always.
it's not, I mean, where I live, the wind blows. But where this is pretty covered by trees on both sides of the power line.
Hey,
Well,
Bama Dad, can you do me a favor? When you shoot that 1,000 yards with that 22 rimfire, can you videotape it?
I'm going to do it with a slingshot first.
Slingshot, blow dart.
Yeah, I got a blowgun.
Okay.
Don't
All right,
know if
it's
my
time.
lungs can do it.
All right, it's time for us to start wrapping things up here. I got a hunting in the morning, and I got to get in bed. And we typically let the American Hillbilly go first because he's got to go over and help Chad, Kentucky Rimfire, mash buttons and stuff like that. So, what you got coming up, Hillbilly?
Oh man! First of all, I want to thank you all for inviting me, having me on here. It's always a pleasure, and what a great side chat and panel. I mean, always a great way to start off the weekend. Of course, tomorrow night at 9 Central, 10 Eastern, we have Guns Bearing Therapy. If you're not doing anything, swing by and give us a visit. I did have a video come out yesterday on Thanksgiving, and me and a couple of the granddaughters were out playing around at the gun range, had a lot of fun shooting some stuff. Like I said, lever actions. And so that was always a lot of fun. So if you get a chance, check that out. It was fun for us to videotape for everybody. And of course, we still got videos coming out a couple times a week at least. And I am going to have a deal where just a little over 100 subscribers away from hitting 3,000 subscribers. So we will be doing a giveaway when we get that. But we're going to try to push, even though it's going to be hard to do. If I can get there before the first of the year, we're going to like double the giveaways. And so anyway, I always say set goals in life, no matter what you're doing. And even if you might not be able to make it, at least you had a goal set and something to look forward to. And it always feels good when you set those goals and hit them. So, but anyway, thank you so much for having me on here, and talking bench rest with Kentucky Rimfire and Hobbies is coming up next. So go check it out.
Thanks for being here, Hillbilly.
Good stuff,
Thank
Mike.
you.
Thanks for being here too. Yeah, good times. Always good times.
Always fun, dude. Always. Mark Thomas, you have not said much. We'll let you go next if you want to. What you got coming up, dude?
Well, haven't said much, haven't had much to say, and I don't have much coming up. We'll see what the hunting season brings. I'm gonna try to maybe get out a little bit tomorrow, and we'll see about Sunday, but definitely Monday. That's the traditional first day of Pennsylvania rifle season for antlered deer. And other than that, just great to be here. Glad I was able to stay on tonight. Thanks for having me. Thanks for the invite. Great to see everybody over there in the side chat. Hope everybody had a real good Thanksgiving.
Well, we wish you good luck tomorrow, Monday, honey. Hope you
Yep.
get a good one.
I'm glad you had good service. You could stay with us all night. That was good. Good to have
That
you
was
again.
awesome, man. Absolutely awesome.
It was a good surprise.
All right. Well, thanks for being here, brother. We appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.
Kyle, what you got coming up, dude?
What I got coming up is a lot more leftovers to eat. I want to say thanks to everybody in the side chat. It was good cutting up with everybody, met some new faces. Thanks for stopping in. Let's see. Jamie, if you're bored on next Wednesday, we're having tamale making night over here at the house. My buddy's coming in from New Mexico with some Hatch chilies and some pork butt, and we're making tamales. So we're going to have.
I'll drive to Georgia for that.
That's what I got coming up. I might make a video on it. I don't know. I'm kind of gun shy on YouTube because they've been pulling up a lot of my videos from 5, 6, 7 years ago, and I just whatever. I'll stick with live chats. That's where I have the most fun anyway. So, other than that's about all I got. I just want to say glad everybody had a great Thanksgiving, and may it continue. Bama Dad, what you got?
Not a whole lot. I'm gonna go down to the power line and shoot some shells tomorrow, and then I got to go to Cracker Barrel and have post Thanksgiving belated Thanksgiving lunch with my granddaughters.
There you go.
And hopefully my other grandson and granddaughter will come too. I don't know. We're kind of screwed up after, the situation. So just trying to, see if they can fit me back in their life. But just looking forward to putting some lead down the range, and I want to get this rifle shooting the way I want it to shoot, and get me shooting the way I want to shoot. And I'll be a happy man.
You'll get there. We'll get you there.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
been slow. It's been slow, but it's been fun. I don't just do it for shooting. I enjoy everything about it.
Of course.
Work up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the destination, it's the journey.
Yeah.
It is. And how do you say this the right way? It's going to be a letdown once it becomes easy.
No, it won't.
You'll find something else.
Always is, man.
Yeah.
You move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
Well, I guess.
Not
But,
me, man. There's just something about that 1,000 yards, dude. Anyway,
making grenades has been fun. That's been a lot of fun. And YouTube, it's a dog poop bag holder for that auditor.
there you go.
Well, good stuff. Good stuff. Always good to see you, and thanks for being here.
Thanks
Mike.
for being here, Bama Dad.
Mike, what you got coming?
You guys have been a
Me,
real
I'm rocking the season, and we've been busy. Thank the Lord. The hottest selling thing really has been that Stevens 334, and some of the Turkish shotguns, the escort shotguns, which are really a 1100 design, O-ring, gas system. They're flying off the shelf, and I can't get enough of it. It's one of the best seasons I've ever had, and I'm just waiting for the bottom to fall out. I'm blessed. I'm really blessed this year, and I really give, even though y'all aren't my customers, I give y'all a lot of credit, because we talk about religion here. We talk about the Lord. Of course, it's my business. I've prayed for my business. I don't know how many of y'all have prayed for my business, but
and you need
it's done well this year. Now I still don't pay myself, but I put a lot back into the business, and I'm happy. We're turning over. The rifle rack goes empty, and we're filling it back up just that quick. And it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling when you have something people are looking for. You know, I'm a small shop, as y'all know, and the guy that comes in looking for 300 PRC ammo, I may not have it. Get with me, talk with me. If you're wanting it, I'll buy you a whole case if that's what you want. But you got to talk with me first. I'm not Academy Sports, so I think people understand that. They come in, they look for that. Do you have scope mounts for a Savage 99? Yeah, I got that. Actually, I've run out of that, but I did have that. It's a collected old shop, and I've got a lot of old stuff. So I'm blessed this year. I really am.
fantastic.
It's a cool place. Any of you guys that's anywhere close should make a point to stop in there.
Yeah.
If I had
sure.
if I didn't have so much powder in there, if I had a fireplace and the coffee maker, I have to run people out of there at the end of the day.
Hey, you got moon pies. You're good.
I know. Yeah, that's true.
Well, thanks for being here. We appreciate it.
Well, thank you. And CW, you're holding a rack. So what you got?
Well, last Wednesday was opening day for us for rifle, shotgun and rifle here, and hunted Wednesday, hunted Thursday, and Friday morning, this guy walked out, and my buddy got one about 9 o'clock, and this guy walked out about 9:20, and we did pretty good. So he's not a monster, but he's a pretty good rack.
Yeah.
He was a fighter boy. He's got a busted brow, and he's got busted main beam over here and main beam over here. But he was 185 pounds dressed, 184 pounds dressed. So he was a good size.
I like those dark horns.
Good sized deer. And he was cut up, scarred up. He had a scar on his nose that was huge. It was golf ball wide and golf ball and a half long and shaped of a U. Big old flap on his nose cut off, cut in. He was something else, and it was a really good day. So the 400 legend with those copper bullets did really good. Crunched him. He was not doing good at the impact, and he went about 35 yards, and one of those trying to catch he stumbled and trying to catch his feet under him, and he ran right into a tree and knocked about a 6-inch dead tree down.
Well, that 400 when you shot it down here out of Wallop, and it's just different than a 350. It's stepping up.
It's a big bore, and it makes you start getting velocity out of it. And it was averaging 27.09 last time at the range. So it was a little colder that morning, so maybe a little bit less, but it was still crowding 27.
Yeah,
and 400 bore. That's a boomer.
Yeah, it's a boomer.
My buddy said that was a weird sound. It was not a shotgun, but not a rifle either. It was quite a sound, and it worked.
Yeah, it's called a howitzer.
Yeah. So
Jamie, what you got? You already killed your big buck.
He's not nowhere near these guys, but he's pretty good bases. I mean, he's pretty heavy. He's about 17 inches wide. I didn't measure him. 17 inches wide inside, so 18 and a half outside. Just about ears wide.
He's pretty buck.
He's a nice buck. He's got this side's here's lacking some points. It's only got 3. But he's pretty good. I mean, I'm happy with him. You don't eat the horns. You don't boil them as long as you want. They make lousy soup.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
You already did a European mount on him too. I already boiled that off of there.
Yeah. I got them all cleaned up and done on there. I got a couple more videos coming up this week. I've got more stuff with the 1022. I got a barrel back from Faxon, so I got to get that on and try it. I got to shoot the Shaw barrel. I spent some time with the Contenders. I've got a new caliber to start with, coming with the new year probably, and that's going to be 6.5 PRC. I got a new optic on my 454. That video's coming up. Nothing wrong with the old one. The Sealy was great. I just didn't that circle dot. I got just a regular dot. So
who all froze?
I don't know.
What?
Who did? I don't see nobody froze.
Nope.
So that's it. Just watching. We got some stuff coming up. I got videos in right now till almost the end of December. I think the 22nd was the last one I uploaded. So I'm about a month ahead, and look forward to talking to everybody. A lot of good responses. I really appreciate talking to everybody. Jamie, what you got coming?
Just hunting in the morning. Church Sunday, back to work on Monday. So, bummer. But I'll leave y'all with this. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. And we're coming up on that season of peace. So, we all love you and ain't nothing you can do about it. If the Lord's willing, we'll see y'all next Friday night at 8 o'clock. Say good night, y'all.